Welcome back to Kinkoi, everybody, where we have a fever.
And the only prescription is more Sylvie.
More cowbell. Oh.
No. Go back to 1. Just kidding.
39.2 degrees.
だいぶ高いね。インフルかも。
I'm sorry. Are there any procedures for when the flu breaks out in the dorm?
Bubble Man.
部屋に
They just wrap him in bubble wrap?
特にないけど、あんまり外には出ないよ。頼むよ。
They put him in a bubble like the Bubble Boy movie.
アルコールボトルとマスクを置いていくので、外に出るときは消毒お願いしますね。
Before you leave.
Sorry for coughing on you a lot. I'm legit interested in what her route looks like. We're doing that, right? I mean, like
when they release the fan disc? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I'm really curious about it too because I wonder if it's going to be the classic tsundere. It's not like I like you or anything.
I mean, it has to be, right? Like that's her personality, but with less dere.
Yeah.
I don't like her so much, so I wonder how they will get me to like her. That's the thing.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Okay.
I was being treated like I was patient 0 of a major outbreak, but I guess the outcome was unavoidable.
先輩、飲み物買ってきました。ポクエリアスです。
It's what now?
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius?
The age of Aquarius. Gonna have to look that up to figure out what it is.
I legit don't know what this is. Arigato.
あれ、私アカリスエット持ってきちった。
What are these drinks?
オーロ、ポクエリとアカリどっちがいい？
Fuck if I know.
I don't know the difference, so please leave me both.
運が悪いね。休みの日なら看病くらいしてやるんだけど。
What can you do? You don't even have a portrait.
Nurse.
ちょうど今日が月曜っていうね。
Oh no, we have to miss class. Oh.
Oh no, what a nightmare.
私、休み時間のたびに様子見に戻ってきます。
Akane, that's very sweet, but we're not on your route.
No, it's okay. It'd be awful if I got you sick too.
そうね。
No, don't you be in here. It's going to turn into an international incident if we get you sick.
Yeah.
看病は私がするから大丈夫。
No.
なんでいいの？風邪をひかせてしまったのは私だもの。責任は取るわ。さあ、オーロ、ナースシルビーさんに何でも言ってちょうだい。
Well, we will, but it's going to have to wait until people leave the room.
姫様、登校の時間です。
今日はお休みします。
姫様。
年2回の特別休み。今日使うわ。
Oh, damn.
Whoa. Hey, Sylvie.
She was the reason I got sick, but I'd feel ashamed if she took the day off from school just to nurse me back to health.
I mean, like, it's not just that so much as she gets 2 days off a year.
For real.
So this would be 50% of her yearly days off to take care of us.
Whew, okay. But Sylvie didn't pay any mind. Yeah, that figures.
いいから寝ていて。あ、水分はしっかりとるのよ。
Well, we did get 2 drinks that we've never heard of, so that's something.
Well, it sounded like he didn't either.
She led me to bed. But it's so sudden.
We don't even have the patch turned on.
Ella-san likely knew she'd be fighting a losing battle against Sylvie and simply held her head in her hand, looking helpless. This was how my week started, with a cold, and the rather huge luxury of a princess nursing me back to health at my bedside. All right. What should I do if it was the flu? Or worse yet, if I infected Sylvie? Sylvie was keeping an eye on me out of the goodness of her heart, and even though I doubted she'd complain...
Sneak. Sylvie-san?
何オーロ
Ah,
What? Why are you sitting on your knees in the corner of the room?
オーロが寝るのに邪魔にならないようによ。本当はどんな病気も治る万能薬を用意したいけれど、この世にそれがないことは科学的に証明されているわ。病気の特効薬は栄養をとって眠ることに尽きる。
can't you just cast Cura or something like that?
Would she be a cleric, though?
I don't know. I really don't know.
With how much she's able to sneak away from her guards, she'd have to be a rogue, right?
You know, unless she knows illusion magic. Magic?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got me there.
だからせめてその邪魔にならないようにと思って。
I see. I'm grateful.
Unfortunately, Sylvie's presence was making me too nervous to even consider sleeping.
おしゃべりは楽しいけれど良くないわオーロ。ほらベッドに入って目を閉じるの。
Right.
目が冴えちゃってても目を閉じるだけでいいわ。寝る努力をしましょうね。
You're like a mom, Sylvie.
I closed my eyes like she told me. I was in legitimately bad shape, so staying like this was comforting. Try to get some sleep. I feel like I could pull that off even if she hadn't told me to. I was sleepy. You've done this before?
小さい頃とちっとも変わらないのね。かわいい。あ、いけない。昨日は心配で寝つけなかったから。
Sylvie fainted. Nod.
GDI.
オーロくんがご病気ですか？
この時期は心配だよね。
あいつがね。庶民は風邪ひかないって言葉は間違いだったか。
Well, if it's the flu, then technically that's still accurate.
Actually, yes.
庶民はデリケートな我々とは違うから病気に強くなるとは聞きますけどね。
They're not Argonians from the Elder Scrolls.
This is great. I imagine it's like they're just like, oh yeah, commoners, they get like +2 to Constitution.
まあ仕方あるまい。貧乏人はろくに栄養も取れないだろ
う。かわいそうに生まれからして。
Wow.
なんで笑う？
いや、なんか急に嫌な金持ちキャラ復活させようとしてるから。
最近オーロくんと一緒にいると普通の友達として馴染んじゃってましたからね。
エロトークされると食いついちゃうんだよね。男子って単純。
Well, yeah.
That's not entirely wrong.
まあでもオーロ、風邪を心配してくれるような男友達までできてるんだから、もうすっかりノーブル学園に馴染んでるよね。
Sweet, and it only took the majority of the common route to get there.
ですね。
心配なんてしてないよ。
んと、こっ ちに転校してよかったよね、
ところで、冗談抜きに、オーロくんは大丈夫なのでしょうか？人手がいるなら、うちのメイドを看病に行かせますが。
いやー、そこら辺は大丈夫大丈夫。お姫様が看病してらっしゃるから。
今日クルス・クラウンさんが休んでるのってまさか。
ああ、心配です。
I think you may actually be correct to that part of this route is just going to be Heroina trying to block this.
I mean, that seems viable.
Huh?
I thought I heard something and came to. Is it just me or is the screen really blurry? Is that intentional?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was concerned for a minute there. I was like, oh god. Oof. It was past 11 o'clock already? AM or PM? I'd slept for about 4 hours, give or take. Some quality rest, in my opinion. Okay. Startled, I cried out the moment I realized that Sylvie was but a few centimeters away.
寝ちゃってたわ。
So did we.
おはよう、オーロ。顔色良くなったわね。
Well, they call it beauty rest for a reason.
Yeah.
What just happened was kind of awful for my heart, though.
まず水分補給ね。待ってて。
Sylvie promptly reverted to nursing mode and stood up. Russell.
あら？
Yeah?
The blanket over her shoulders fell.
これ。あ、オーロがかけてくれたの？
No, beats me.
ん？
Oh, I wonder if it was Rhea.
It was. That's what the door closing, I bet, was, is that she came in and...
Yeah.
Aw.
Didn't sound like she had brought it with her. Did that mean someone had come by? Maybe one of her black-suited bodyguards? Sylvie opened the fridge to retrieve one of the sports drinks. Oh, that's what they are.
あら？
Yeah?
昨日のアップルパイの残りがなくなってる。
Yep, definitely Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, now I understood.
オーロ食べたの？
Guess so.
さあ、食欲も出てきたならよかったわ。
Just opened his mouth like Kirby and inhaled the whole thing.
にしてもこのブランケット、誰のなのかしら？
Well, if it smells like cigarettes, that should be a dead giveaway.
Actually, yes, because I think she's the only canon smoker in the school.
That's possible.
I've got a decent idea of who it belongs to, so I'll give it back to him.
そう。
She made sure I was hydrated and checked my temperature.
38.7 degrees.
まだ高いけど、峠は越えたかしらね。
I hope so.
お昼ご飯どう？食べられそうかしら？
If it's something small.
じゃあ待って、ミルクのパンがゆを作るわ。
Oh, I thought she was just going to have one of her servants bring in a rotisserie quail or something. This is small, right?
You're even gonna make lunch for me? What more could I ask for?
Sylvie stood in the kitchen. Milk porridge was easier than ordinary rice porridge. You mildly sweeten milk with honey, then dissolve the bread in it, and you were done.
はい。
Noted. Write that down.
Good news, we already have it in writing.
I can eat on my own.
ダメよ。 こぼしてやけどでもしたら大変だわ。あ、でもちょっと暑いかしら。はい、あんして。
I feel like a little kid right now.
ちょっと楽しいわ。
Now she was toying with me. I shouldn't overreact and let it get to me too much, though. I ate it. It was a little hot, but I dealt with it.
おいしい？
It tastes a little weak. Could you sweeten it a little more?
あんまり甘くしすぎると気持ち悪くなっちゃう。蜂蜜はあくまで栄養補給よ。我慢して。
Okay.
子供みたい。
Oh, shut up.
あー。
I had her feed me. But then, after a few bites...
Oh.
お腹いっぱい？
I must have drank too much.
The full sensation you got when your stomach was sensitive, similar to heartburn, was setting in. I called it quits for my meal and laid back down in bed.
さあ、もう一眠りよ。風邪の時は眠るのが仕事だわ。
Can do.
I know.
I wasn't tired, but it was nice to lay back and relax like this. Sylvie set me down and...
あまりはいただいちゃおう。
Yeah. Of course she does.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
She started to eat the leftover bread porridge.
人の残したものを食べちゃうなんて、エルに知られたら怒られちゃうわね。
Yeah, especially considering someone who's sick.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a whole
Yep.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not exactly the best manners for a princess to exhibit, for sure.
でも、おいしい。甘さもちょうどいいわ。
Okay, so you like your milk porridge less sweet than your green tea, apparently. But I didn't mind if she ate it, but at least swap out the spoon. That was an indirect kiss. Sylvie looked like she was enjoying it without a care in the world. Oh man, this was only going to make my fever worse, and possibly cause a nosebleed.
さあ、オールは眠って。
It's alright. Then we can find out where the invisible man who's fighting Krillin is.
She put her hand on my forehead. The slight chill of her slender fingers felt wonderful against my skin. The gesture of her hand told me to close my eyes, but I wished I could stay like this just a little longer.
I'm not sleepy at all, Mama.
あらあら、困ったちゃんね。
My joke prompted her to giggle and play along.
子守歌でも歌ってあげましょうか。
Please do.
では、古本。坊やー、良い子だ。ドラゴンに乗って、太鼓なんかこう、丸い何かを持って、昔話。
Alright, good try. How about you do the same thing, but this time good?
It's a small world after all.
Never mind. What the heck are you singing, Miss World-Class Pianist?
日本の子守歌って知らないんだもの。
I've got a vague idea of what you want to sing, but that's not a lullaby. It's just a theme song. She'd just start singing the Zoo Ranger theme song, or any other of the 40 Super Sentai. Actually, how many is it at this point?
I don't know.
No, it's got to be like 46 or 47 at this point.
I'll take your word for it.
Because it's 75 is when the first series aired.
Oh, yeah.
Please sing something else.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Please sing something else.
何の子守歌
Do you know what that song is about? It's about a dragon.
あ、ずいずいずっころばしなんてどうかしら
Yeah, I've heard that's a lullaby in a bunch of places.
じゃあ行くわねずいずいずっころばしごまみそずいふにゃふにゃふにゃふにゃどっぴんしゃ
I don't know what's happening. I am confused. Is this a fever dream?
You don't know the song.
ごめんなさい
Oh, well, even Japanese people don't really understand the lyrics.
他にはあ、タヌキの歌があるわよね少女寺って
Yeah, the Shojoji Temple one, was it?
あれで行くわ少女寺の大爆笑
That's wrong, stop. That's scary in more ways than one.
歌はやめておくわそうねお話をしてあげる
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a better plan at this point.
Yeah, let's try that one.
あるところに浦島太郎という桃から生まれた身の丈が一寸ほどしかない男がおりました
That's enough stories too.
Oh, come on, she was doing well. I closed my eyes.
Instead, leave your hand just like this until I fall asleep. It's so nice and cool.
はーい
Those lullabies were as useless as could be, but having her beside me was enough to help me doze off. I could tell my consciousness was fading fast. It felt like I was sinking into thick magma, and it was the sort of feeling you'd get when you were sick. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, I knew you were gonna do it too.
And as it happened,
おやすみオーロ起きたらもっと元気なオーロに戻ってね
Sylvie's palm was unbelievably comfortable, and it helped lull me to sleep. By nightfall, my fever had mostly gone down.
衛生部からの報告ではインフルエンザではないようです。
Oh, good. Around the same time, the results of the nasal swab I had taken yesterday had come in.
ただの風邪ね感染は少なそうでよかった
Why do you keep coming back?
Actually, genuinely, why is Ayaka here? Because, like, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't care if we dropped dead.
I don't know. I am very confused.
Unless she
このままゆっ
does.
く
I
り
don't
治せ
know.
ば
Mm.
あさってあたりには治せそうだね
Thank you so much.
あさってまでね明日までは学園お休み券が使えるからよかったわ
No, you only get 2
No.
days.
That's it. No.
シルビー様
I'm feeling better now, so please go to school tomorrow. You only get 2 days off per year, so it'd be a total waste otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, even Link got 3 days to save the town from the moon crashing into it.
Yeah, but it also does that count when the days keep resetting?
Ask me tomorrow. I was too unsteady to stop her this morning, but the fact that she used up one of her vacation days for me was more than what I deserved.
私が休みたい時は私が決めますそのために毎日頑張ってるんだもの
Ella-san couldn't possibly argue given how hard Sylvie worked on a regular basis, leaving her utterly defeated.
それで市松殿、今晩なのですが、ボラル紅茶を残していこうと思います。
Could you at least leave Exena with us instead?
よろしくお願いします。
No, she's not a route.
Yet. The old man in the black suit, who I was more or less familiar with, now stepped forward.
You really don't need to go to all the trouble.
Sylvia had practically gone on a rampage, which was the only reason why she was able to stick around to nurse me back to health today. Or so I thought.
ボラルコーチは騎士だけど、医師の免許持っているわ。頼りになるからいてもらった方がいいわ。
Oh, so he's a paladin.
I see. Okay then.
It would likely inconvenience Ella-san and the others if my illness, the same one that Sylvia had caused, were prolonged. I should take them up on their offer and get back to my usual healthy self. With that, I graciously accepted.
Happy to have you.
若い女をナースにつけた方が良いでしょうが、こんなじじいでお許しくだされ。
Well, I broached the subject, but you know.
No, not at all.
This old man had a sense of humor, so I was sure things would go off without a hitch.
大丈夫よ、ボラルコーチ。若い女性のお手伝いなら、私がいるわ。
は
Huh?
は？
お夕飯は何が食べたい？オーロ。パンがゆよりはいいものが食べたいわよね。あ、エル、携帯の寝具を用意してくれるかしら。ふかふかさはいらないから、ちゃんと温かいのをね。同じ部屋で寝たからといって、私まで風邪をひいたら本末転倒だわ。
Well, now hang on a second. They're gonna have to bring a construction crew to put a wall in between the two of us if we do this.
Just me, you, and this brick wall between us.
The pie is a bomb.
いけません！
The pie is a bomb. Unsurprisingly, Ella-san snapped when Sylvie started issuing orders nonchalantly and acting as though she were spending the night.
相手が市松殿なので、看病までは許容できるとして、部屋に泊まるなど許されません。異性なのですよ。
でも、風邪をひかせたのは私だし。
You should probably let this one go, Sylvie.
どうして？ボラルはいいのでしょ？
Well, no, but... The hearts in the background.
オール、お昼の看病の私、どこか良くなかった？
Oh, the guilt trip.
Ugh. Is there a right answer?
I hope this isn't a choice.
Huh?
それなら、諦めるけど。
Okay. Sylvie frowned and gazed downward. Things were starting to get a little dicey. If I complimented her now, Sylvie wouldn't back down in the slightest. In fact, she seemed hellbent on staying over. This left me with essentially one choice. The correct answer was to tell her, "You aren't cut out as a nurse, so go home." Straight to her face. With how Ella-san was looking at me, she was expecting me to say as much too. Hang on, her staying over was a problem, but I didn't want to play the villain here either. Oh, how should I handle this? When did you get here?
お姉様、無理を言ってはいけませんわ。王族が床で寝るなどと。 この部屋に泊まるなら、せめてこのゲロを床に下ろして、お姉様が高い位置のベッド。ソルティレージュが許せる最低のラインがそこです。
That is a happy medium? Out of nowhere, Mina-chan threw in her thoughts from a slightly different angle. Sylvie was determined to stay over, but would totally feel guilty kicking me out of bed and looked visibly bothered by the thought.
どうしてもというなら、私のベッドをお使い遊ばせ。
Oh.
今晩は部屋を交換いたしましょう。私がお姉様の部屋を使いますので、お姉様は私の部屋を。
Mina-chan's room was across from mine. Sylvie's face instantly lit up.
神なる様、それは。
なあにエロいな。私とお姉様が部屋を交換するだけの話ですわよ。あなた騎士の分際で、私とお姉様の遊びに割って入るような無礼者でしたかしら。
Well, damn, that's a rock and a hard place situation right there.
She also, Mina gave us a way out. Like, that's the actual best way to handle this situation.
Yeah? This scary lady convinced her using royal authority in a different way from Sylvie.
お姉様は、寝るときは必ず私の部屋にすること。この部屋に入るときは、ボラルコーチェ同伴。よろしくて。そうね。風が移らないようにするにはその方がいいわ。
What, is Borolacoche going to be just chopping the cold molecules out of the air?
オーロ、寝ているときに何かあったら、電話で呼んでくれれば10秒で行くから。
No, I got it. He's a knight, he's a nurse, and he's also a human HEPA filter.
Sure.
If that did happen, I'd call the old man instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the paladin, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
ボラルコーチェ。
わかっております。
With that, the knights seemed to have come to an understanding, too. With a wink from Mina-chan, she led Elison's group out with her. With that, Sylvie could continue nursing me back to health until it was time for lights out.
ジーヤさん。
お久しぶりにございます、妃様。
なんでオーロの部屋の前で突っ立ってんの？
ほっほっほ。私、空気の読めるジジイで通っておりますゆえ。
While we just strive to read the lines.
What are you kidding? We can't read.
But we can fight?
お粥って本来はお米で作るのよね。北欧ではお米が手に入りにくいからパンがゆになるけど。
Maybe it's like what they call risotto in Northern Europe.
リゾットとは違う感じがするわ。あっちはお米を使った煮込み料理という感じだけど、こっちはお米を溶かした感じ。日本人って本当にお米が好きよね。
From our point of view, rice is an essential element to any meal, and it's fascinating how Westerners see it as nothing more than a simple ingredient.
はい。
No small wonder I'd gotten used to this now, too. Sylvie made the rice porridge for dinner and included pickled plum on the top to resemble the red circle from the flag of Japan. Okay.
この真っ白に梅干し一つってセンス、いかにも日本人らしくて好きだわ。
Well, yeah, it is our national flag.
というか、綺麗な感じ。無駄に手を加えずさっぱりしている感じ。この梅干しというのはくせ者なのだけどね。ちょっと一口。
She just eats the whole thing.
That's what I'm expecting.
Sylvie pilfered away an edge piece with her spoon and took a bite. What was in that plum?
Careful. Careful.
納豆は大丈夫なのだけど、梅干しは強敵だわ。オーラは梅干し大丈夫？
I am Japanese after all.
I didn't like them enough to go out of my way to eat them, but I did enjoy the cleansing feeling it had on your body when you felt unwell.
じゃあ一口気をつけてね。
Sylvie scooped up another small portion onto the spoon.
What's wrong?
いけない。これってなんていうのだったかしら。アンデルセン？
That's close.
You mean indirect kiss?
それそれ。スプーン変えてこなくちゃ。
She was fine being on the receiving end, but was apparently self-conscious when it was reversed. What a weird girl. Swapping them out would be a pain. I took a bite by force.
もう、オーロったら。
So this is the taste of an indirect kiss with a princess.
その言い方、なんだかいやらしいわ。
A little
お
bit,
味
yeah.
のほどは？
Tastes like plum.
Sour. What sort of mouth do you have, Sylvie?
梅干しです。
Okay. She giggled. I was back to my usual healthy self. However, Sylvie still felt as close as ever. She was more than just a friend, but the closest equivalent I could think of to describe our current relationship might be childhood friends, which makes her the obvious route choice. It was sure strange, but I could hardly believe that Sylvie and I had gotten close so easily. My phone suddenly vibrated. Oh yeah, I turned off the ringer since it was annoying me. It wasn't an incoming call, but a message via that thing.
どうしたの？
Nothing. I think I figured out where my cold came from.
Bats?
Huh, the cold apparently came from Chieka.
I knew she would only bring misery and woe with her.
そうなんだ。
I'm sorry, Sylvie. Looks like you had nothing to do with me getting sick.
いいのよ。私が寒い中付き合わせたのは確かなんだから。それに原因が誰とかではなく、オーロが苦しんでいるなら看病したいわ。
Well, good news. That may happen. What a great girl.
にしても、ちえかちゃん？本当にオーロにとって大事な子みたいね。
Huh?
昨日から思っていたのだけど、今のやりとりでもそうだった。ちえかちゃんに対する時のオーロは、私やエル、レイナに対する誰とも違う顔をするわ。すごく優しくて、でもちょっとひねくれた感じ。何も取り繕いのない顔。オーロが1だった頃からずっとの仲だもの。きっと私たちじゃ間に入れない絆があるのね。
Well, yeah.
In terms of how long we'd been together, of the women I knew, I'd say she was second only to Mom.
ちょっと羨ましいわ。
Of our mom?
私にもそういう人いないわけじゃないけれど。 やっぱりね、王族だからあまり深くは仲良くなれないの。その人とはあくまで付き合いが長いという程度で。
That's sad.
本当は昔みたいに遊びたいんだけどな。
I had no idea what look I had on my face when dealing with Chaika. But I didn't overlook the fact that, in that moment, Sylvie's expression warped into one I'd never seen before. It was a look I was sure was meant for someone much more meaningful to her than me, someone she only played with when we were little. Why was there this feeling of almost irritation racing through my chest?
What are they like? What's their name?
イロエといって4つ上で今は騎士をしているわ。
A rival appears.
I see.
A man, then? How about that?
でも、もう11ヶ月も会ってないわ。前に会ったのはお正月なのね。不思議。小さい頃はそれこそ毎日一緒だったのに。
I wondered why. I wanted to console that lonely-looking Sylvie in some clever way, but my mouth refused to move. The haziness in my heart might show in my voice, and I didn't want that.
オーロが羨ましい。そんな相手と仲良くできる。楽しくおしゃべりやメッセージ交換ができる。そんな人のためにかっこいいことができる。
Well, that kind of bit us in the butt, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we wouldn't have the story without that.
True. And then...
よろしいですかな?
Housekeeping. That was when the old man came in. He had 2 massive buckets and a wash basin in tow.
今日は風呂はご遠慮いただくとして、体の汗を落としましょう。
Right.
He was here to wipe me down by the sound of it.
いいわね。私もやるわ、ボラルコーチェ。
About that.
Hey, now.
I expected this, but Sylvie really was eager.
ほっほっほ。姫様、いくらなんでも男性なのです。レディーに体を拭かれては恥ずかしがらせてしまいますぞ。
それはそうね。
The old man was much more eloquent than Ellison, definitely adept at handling Sylvie. There were 3 containers full of hot water. He instructed me to put my feet in the 2 buckets, then wrung out a towel in the remaining basin. 2 towels, to be specific.
ですので下半身は自分が、姫様は上半身をお願いいたします。
Oh, I didn't think he was actually going to let her help out.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd let her at all.
Huh.
Sir?
Harry!
ほっほっほ。おい先短い好み。姫様の恨みを買うのは少しでも減らしたいですからな。
Fair. He seemed skilled at handling her, but had no intention of actually doing so.
さあ、オーロ、服を脱いで。
But we don't have the 18 patch!
No, but she does. Wait, whoa, hey, don't force it.
オーロの乳首、かわいい色してる。
Okay, that's a weird thing to say.
Help. Stop.
In the end, Sylvie washed me all over that day. That was one thing to be anxious about, but it had been too jam-packed a day to let it bother me.
Kinko Loveriche. Meanwhile, Borelcoche is actually shipping us.
I mean, he's a good wingman.
I mean, he kinda is.
By the next day, my fever had gone down completely. She told me it would be best if I played it safe and took another day off, but...
そうすべきよ、オーロ。
Now go to school.
If I took the day off, Sylvie would automatically join me. She only had 2 days off from work per year, so it would be a waste to make her use both in this situation. Sylvie headed back to her estate to get ready for school. And the old man stayed behind with me. He has a name.
朝食の準備ができましたぞ。
Thank you.
夫婦は必要ですかな？
Itadakimasu.
Any meal should be moderately filling and easy to digest, so he went with udon. Yummy!
医師免許と同時に調理師免許も持っておりますゆえ。
What don't you do?
What? Who are you exactly? Heck, even if you do have a chef's license in Northern Europe, why do you know how to make udon?
昔香川に住んでおりましてな。
Ah, okay.
Alright. So, who are you?
The udon warmed my body.
Whew. Is something the matter?
いいえ。姫様が無茶を申してノーブル学園に通い出し、早一月と少しですが、楽しくやれているようで何よりにございます。
And I'm grateful you didn't chop my arm off.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, this old man was also there back when Ella-san nearly took my arm. There it is.
日々を、時間を無意に浪費せず過ごしておられるようで何よりです。
Someone had said something like that to me before, too. There was no time to waste, and I should treasure each and every moment, right? I couldn't have said it better. Back then, I was wasting every second of my life. I was in shock after being driven out of the baseball club and failing to help Chaeka, so I quit school and lazed around all day.
Every day is fun and has meaning to me now. I'm grateful that Sylvie showed me the way.
ですがまだ完全に有意義には過ごしておらぬのでは？
How did you know about Golden Time?
Huh?
与えられた立場に甘え、それだけで満足しているのでは？それは無意でないだけで有意義と言えるかは。
I didn't know what was running through the old man's mind. But I did get what he was trying to say. And that he was most likely teasing me.
Sorry if this sounds rude, but wouldn't that cause nothing but problems if I made an effort to make my time genuinely meaningful? Your princess, who is enjoying her current life, will end up at her wit's end.
In the end, he never responded. Then soon enough, it was time to head to school.
おはようございます。お風邪はもういいので？
Yes.
More or less.
へいへい、病原菌持ってるなら移すなよ。
You will be the first one to go.
Just isolate yourself when that time comes.
辛くなったらいつでも言ってね。すぐに早退の手続きをするから。
姫様が付き添うかはともかく、早退の手続きはお任せください。
Thanks, but I'll probably be okay.
I'd only taken 1 day off, and my return to school was as simple as could be. It wasn't like I kept up with my classes anyway. If there was anything I did do during class, it was draw naked pictures of historical figures to throw off Kikuchiyo. Or it was basically just to gaze at Sylvie from behind. They say beautiful women are gorgeous from all sides, and they're right. She sat up straight, and the way she carried herself was beautiful in and of itself. This was bad.
あら、今日のエキスパートプラン何にする？
Nope.
Today.
いつもみたいにブラブラして屋上で時間潰すパターンはやめた方がいいよ。今日は風が
How
冷
do
たいか
you
ら。
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
All right.
暖かいところでゆっくりした方がいいわよね。ねえ、音楽に行きましょう。日向ぼっこしながら私の演奏を聴いていればそれでいいわ。
All right.
Photosynthesis. Relax in the sun? Sounds fantastic.
I could have just borrowed Rhea's heat lamp.
よろしい。
She took me by the hand,
行きましょう、オーラ。
and Ellison stared daggers at me.
Yeah. Don't kill me.
I didn't do it on purpose. Even Ellison, who would ordinarily nag, took my condition into consideration and tolerated Sylvie's forward behavior for the day. We headed to the music hall together. And that was when...
あら、クルスクラウン様が殿方とお手を。ああ、でも市松くんですよ。ほら、クルスクラウンさんのお気に入りの。ああ。
Hearing the students we passed by treating me and Sylvie like we were a couple made me kind of happy.
今日は何を弾こうかしら。
Play that same song.
Same song, alright.
Whatever piece you're best at, please.
もう得意なのは大抵オーロに聞かせちゃったのよね。だから新しいの。みんな何かないかしら。
Who else is here?
なんでもいいですけど、シルビア様、一緒に演奏するなら私たちのレベルにも合わせてくださいましね。シルビーさんたらご自分のレベルでみんなを測るんですもの。いつもしれっとすごく難しい曲を提案するんですからだってみんなと演奏するの楽しいんだもの。
She says with a predatory look on her face.
もう
The music hall was filled with laughter, the other girls who picked out the music included. Sylvie was there in the center. It was a sight I had gotten accustomed to at this point. But today was the first day I ended up watching closely. Okay.
I admit it, Rhea.
Hmm?
I like Sylvie.
知ってる。
I'm totally head over heels for her.
だから知ってる。10年も前から。
She sure was cool. I felt compelled to share these newly discovered feelings to her for whatever reason, but that may have been a mistake. Rhea took out a cigarette like usual. But then went ahead and put it away.
You can smoke if you want, it won't choke me up.
You can leave your friends behind.
気使ったわけじゃねえよ。うっせえな。
Rhea clicked her tongue and turned away. She really was a nice person.
ね。シルビーが好きなのは知ってるとして。なんで急に認めたんだ？ツンキからデレキへの変化は何かしらきっかけがないと薄ら寒いぞ。
No real catalyst, I guess.
I mean, heat can be a catalyst, therefore, a fever could be a catalyst.
We were together all yesterday, though.
ああ。
Oh, and thanks for the blanket.
How was the pie?
うん。こっちこそリンゴパイサンキュー。
I take it was good then.
So we talked, and it was like really relaxing having Sylvie around. You know how cheerful she is?
うん。
She's positive about anything and everything, and watching her perks me right up. Everyone should be mindful of her given her position, but they end up adoring her from afar instead. Her smile naturally captivates people. But lately I've been thinking that it's all an act. Actually, I won't go that far, but deep down she's forcing herself to act so chipper all the time. She doesn't want everyone to fuss over her or for them to be unhappy, so she's always so positive about everything and is always smiling. And now that I've gotten closer to her recently, and it only happens occasionally, I've seen her get these sad, lonely looks on her face. So that gave me a different viewpoint. That her usual smile is something fabricated, almost like a mask.
It was something everyone did to some extent. But Sylvie did so on an entirely different level from normal people.
I think it's an incredible thing, and I couldn't pull it off at least.
People had told me in the past that I often acted like a mother hen to those around me too. I couldn't do what she does, though. I couldn't help feeling down whenever I recalled my depressing past or got worn out by my current living situation, and those sentiments would spread to those around me. Sylvie was completely different.
And when that came to mind, I couldn't take my eyes off of her anymore. I think that's love.
そこまで言えるなら俺の前じゃなく本人の前で言えよ。
As if I could. That's embarrassing.
チキンが。でもどうか？俺もあいつの、ああいうところが好きだよ。
Rhea leaned against the fence of the roof with a tiny grin.
前に言ったよな。シルビーは世界一見栄を張ってる。かっこつけてる人種だって。
Yeah?
Her phrasing was poor, but she wasn't wrong. Rhea had told me as much previously.
あいつの一番かっこつけてるところが、あの笑顔だと思う。周りのみんなを楽しませるために、自分ってものをセーブして、制御して、いつも明るく可愛いシルビア王女で居続けてる。かっこつけるってのは、自分をよりよく見せたいってだけじゃない。周りも楽しませるってことだ。あいつはずっとそうし続けてる。もう10年も前から。この10年間、ずっと救われてる。
Rhea briskly scratched the back of her head.
あとお前にもな。
Huh?
イチにも救ってもらった。俺が知り合った誰よりかっこいい男の子に。
Where's all this coming from?
She was gonna make me blush.
10年前の話だ。今のお前はかっこ悪い。
Never mind.
Thanks.
Cruel?
でも、お前とシルビーは特別だから。
To you or in general?
だから、俺が絶対にお前らをくっつける。昔約束したしな。
You're right.
If she was supporting us, then I guess that made me happy.
But yeah, to be blunt, do you think I stand a chance?
Rhea was more on board than I expected when I told her how I really felt, but this was more so my focus today. A realistic discussion.
This is a sortilege princess we're dealing with.
We had to be pragmatic and look at this realistically. When you fell for a princess, was there any probability it would be reciprocated?
If this was an issue of feelings, then yeah. I mean, my chances aren't exactly low. If anything else, I'm the boy she's closest to in this academy.
It was a safe bet that she had taken a liking to me. It wasn't love at present, but she certainly liked me to some extent. I did think I had a chance if things progressed from there. However, that would be assuming Sylvie were just some ordinary girl. When I first enrolled at Noble Academy, I could sense a wall between commoners and nobles. I had largely ignored it, but it was now the biggest and heaviest thing standing in our way.
I'll cut to the chase. If I told her I love her now, what do you think the odds are it would go well?
そうだな。
2020. Wait, is that an odd?
I mean, technically, yes.
まずシルビーが受けてくれる可能性は3割くらいだな。
Oof, low.
あいつガキだから、そもそもそういう色恋関係は言われたとして困るだろ。
So we've got to disillusion her first. Got it.
We'll have a chance with Jaded, Sylvie.
Agreed. Oh god, no, don't agree.
そしてもし受けたとして、身分の差で価値観が合わず関係が冷え込む確率が7割。
That's...
So when you take my 33% chance of winning. Well, that one's high.
価値観の相違どころか、お前とじゃ常識のレベルで感覚が違うんじゃね？
Agreed.
そして、そうした気持ちの問題をすべて乗り越えたとして、お前との交際が明らかになった瞬間、ソルティレージュが全力で妨害に来る確率が 100%。
Well...
Yeah, for sure.
I knew that.
全部総合すると、うまくいく確率は 30%×30%×0% で 0% だ。
Well, good news. We didn't pay attention in math class, so those odds don't affect us at all.
Joke's on you, I can't count. Quit beating around the bush and just spit it out already. The last part makes it sound hopeless.
1億%無理だ。
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clear as soon as she said 0%.
逆になんでお前ごときがソルティレージュの姫君に消そうした？無駄だってわからないのか？
Hey, aren't you supposed to be shipping us? Hey, young men in love are easily hurt.
Rhea cackled quietly. She put her hand in her chest pocket. I figured she might be grabbing another cigarette when...
ほら！
It was the pendant from before, which used a ring for its topper. She tossed it to me.
Is this?
This was the ring that Sylvie and Rhea, had made together.
やる。
Huh? But...
つけてみろ。
Huh?
I removed the ring from the topper like she told me. Which finger should I put it on? I guess this had to be it. I mirrored the one Sylvie always put hers on, the ring finger.
Ah.
へへん。
Rhea laughed triumphantly. It was a perfect fit. The perfect size for my ring finger.
作った時は完全に勘っていうか、成人男性の平均サイズって型にそのまま当てたけど、 ぴったりだったな。
All right,
さすが俺。
so you got perfect pitch and you can perfectly guess somebody's ring size. What kind of weird combination of talents is that? Forget being a singer, you need to work at a carnival.
How many jelly beans are in this jar? For an adult man?
なんで俺が10年間ペンダントにしてたと思う？
She smiled mischievously. This went without saying, but there's no way a girl could wear a ring this size on her teensy fingers.
最初からお前用なんだよ、それ。
Oh man, she's been
Wait,
playing
what?
a long game.
Wait, have you been, like, shipping us for literally 10 years?
Her entire persona as Maria Bishop is just to ship us.
That would be amazing.
将来お前とシルビーが交換するために作ったの。
Yep.
お守りだ。持っとけ。どんなにうまくいく確率が低くても、0% でも。シルビーを一番幸せにできる男はお前だ。それだけは俺が保証する。
I'm like 34% certain we're actually failing maths, but I don't think that that's how it works.
You know what? If it's a special magical item, it doesn't matter.
The special magical item improves it from 0 to 0.00001.
It's not 0.
That's true.
覚悟決めたら、あとは突っ走れ。シルビーに恋をした？恋に気づいた？どっちでもいい。今がお前とシルビーのゴールデンタイムだ。
There it is.
Yep. Stopping point, I think.
Yep, I agree. All right, so Rhea has some crazy foresight.
She's got the real long game ship going on.
Man, okay. Well, with her intuition, we can't possibly fail. I know that sounded sarcastic, but no, I actually legitimately feel that way.
Like, she's legit shipping us.
Man. Well, I mean, it kind of seems like it's actually working out pretty well, because when you think about it, Bora Lakoche was kind of doing a lot of that, too.
Actually, yeah.
The only potential obstacle I can really see is that friend Sylvie mentioned.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Elisan or Mina or like the entire sortilege.
No,
Like,
you know that's going to work out in the end, but
yeah.
the only possible monkey wrench has to be that guy.
Yeah, that's true. Because they wouldn't have mentioned him if he's not going to come back, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's just not how conservation of detail works in story.
Yeah, it's like Chekhov's gun, except for it's Chekhov's childhood friend.
Yep.
But we will see how that goes in a later episode. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.